All right, ready for Chase to randomly get loud and start talking loudly?
What's up, everybody? That's the Chase.
Oh no, keep going. No, let's swap places and you do the. You don't want
That's your job.
No, I know, but I'd be interested to see what Brian. Oh, hey guys.
Nope.
Mickey
That's
Mouse,
that's
I
how
guess.
that's how it doesn't come out of this mouth like that. You know?
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 16 of Wrecked Bike Rebuild.
They got all manly about it after I mimicked him and sounded like Mickey Mouse.
The YouTube motorcycle build show where we take wrecked bikes, turn them into dream bikes,
and give them away.
If you guys want to be one of the people that has a chance at winning our Paningle, aka Panigale 2016 959, you can go check out the top link down below. That is the link to the Patreon page. Shout out if you're already on the Patreon page. But yeah, we give this bike to one of those people that support the show because that is the whole way we're able to do the show. So make sure to check that link if you want to support what we do. In the last episode, we finished up the beautiful handlebar situation that we are all.
Last episode?
That was last episode? No, wait.
No, was it?
I lied. We did Litec rear sets. That went well too, though. That episode went pretty
They're
well.
super pretty.
Super pretty. They're gonna be pretty when we're done with them. But in today's episode, we've got, as you guys can tell, Samco Hoses. We got some clamps and a giant radiator assembly.
Yeah, don't put your fingers on the fins.
It is currently not in the motorcycle. So in today's episode, we're going to replace all the hoses with Samco hoses and reinstall the radiator. Why can I not touch the fins of the radiator?
See how those little fins have been touched and they're bent over? Air doesn't go through there anymore.
But a finger did that?
A finger could do that, so you don't want to touch it.
Those are that fragile. Mm-hmm. Okay, so these fins, very fragile. Luke will show them in a moment. We've got a diagram pulled up of hosing. Thanks to Luke. Luke, what website was that you pulled those up on?
DucatiOmaha.com.
DucatiOmaha.com. So,
They have available parts fish to the public.
that. Good for them, good for us. Today should be interesting. I'm a little nervous. All right, boys, well, let us get started.
Have you ever had a brand new pocket knife before?
I have not.
All right.
Are you going?
I'm going to
Luke?
say this.
Yeah,
I'm going to
he's
say
going.
this one time very sternly.
Oh shit.
It's a brand new knife. That is the sharpest knife you have ever handled in your entire life. So be careful.
Okay, so you guys have no clue what we're talking about. One of our Patreon members sent us, we were talking about pocket knives a few episodes back, and Tony was awesome enough to send all three of us knives. So I got this Kershaw one. So this is the sharpest this knife will ever be in its entire existence.
Pocket knives, when they come from the manufacturer in the box like that, are sharper than they will ever be again, unless you send it to have it professionally resharpened again. So that thing is very sharp. As small as it may be, she's sharp. So don't cut yourself.
Noted.
On the same side as the pocket loop, so it doesn't open accidentally, and then that's the release. So it's a spring-assisted opening.
Yep, we're gonna put this, all right.
So just,
Thank you, Tony. This is gonna go in my pocket like a cool kid, and dude, that just looks like something I will cut my wrist with.
you are literally going to have to practice with that.
All right, so
So you don't cut yourself later.
yeah, I don't wanna cut myself. Luke, you got a knife too. You have to check it out. Here, I'll grab camera.
Luke is trying to push it off as long as possible.
The Special Forces M21.
Damn, look at that thing.
Is that knife green? Oh, it's like, holy shit, dude.
It's like desert sand color.
That thing is legit.
It's got a lot of cool numbers on it. M21 14.
We have no excuses to not open any box, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, the little,
Is that a lock that keeps it from folding?
that's what it is. So you have to do that and that.
Yeah.
So it has a little safety right there. You have
That's
to
really
pull
cool.
that in and then you can close it.
All right.
That is nice.
That's a lot to do with one hand.
It's a knife.
That's a knife.
Hey, Crocodile Dundee reference. All right, Brian, we gotta see this. Oh snap!
Are you all pocketed up?
Yeah, that looks cool.
That moment that I'm literally filming Luke's ass as he turns, filming them calves. All right, Brian.
Check out that climbing butt there, baby.
Yeah, baby. It makes sense that Brian got the biggest knife. Like, can we just make? Jesus Christ! Now that's
That is
a
a
knife.
serious knife.
You could cut yourself
Ready?
with
This
that.
part. This part's cool. They're almost the same profile.
Does that mean you'll be used to this knife and
Yes.
you'll be able to wield it with absolute accuracy?
I've actually had this shape blade for probably the longest out of any pocket knife.
Sweet.
So
you'll be able to open any box we get with that thing.
with what is it, with zero prejudice? Oh, it's got a glass breaker on it too.
All right, well, Tony, thank you for sending all the knives. Also, whoever the hell sent a sous vide machine to my P.O. box, how many likes on this video do we have to get before the next episode? And then we'll cook steaks during the episode.
10 million. Well, that would mean that we wouldn't get to cook steaks.
Right, we have to, let's do 2,000.
I'd say
2,000.
5. If we get 5 likes, we get to cook steaks.
All
Then it's
right.
guaranteed.
All right, so hoses, radiator. I assume some of these hoses like replaces this boy, right?
Well, we'll open the package and lay them out where you know they go, and then start replacing them.
Ceremonial cut,
Don't cut the hose.
ceremonial cut. Oh my God, like it did not exist. Holy shit, we are going to put this motherfucker
Yep.
up. So we got black hoses. The hose options were like red or,
Red, black, blue.
yeah.
They have all the colors: green, purple, pink.
Do they? No, they don't.
Really?
Yes, they do.
I've never seen purple or pink hoses.
Because nobody puts them on the box, but they have them.
I only saw,
Black,
is that
blue, and
supposed to be
red.
like that?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
to locate the hose onto the part of the machine.
We've told you guys that this bike is not gonna have red on it. So we didn't want to do red and blue wouldn't work.
Oh,
So
let me
this
get
one,
a good
perfect
shot
bend
of
for
this.
here.
Oh my God.
You didn't even touch it. and
It's still got just the aura of this blade. Open the bag. So it would make sense to go ahead and put replace these hoses while
Yep.
it's off. I gotta
This
worry about
one-
it.
Oh, where does this one go? Maybe
Yeah, this one goes
Okay,
from
that's it.
there to there.
This one to here.
And then this long one
That
goes.
still looks a little short, doesn't it?
Well, this one is a little bendy boy. Does
Yeah,
it
but
have
you're
to
not
be a bendy
supposed
boy?
to. You're not supposed to bend these tabs.
Do you think this got bent?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it. If it did, we're replacing a radiator.
Really?
Yeah, because when you bend this back, it's just going to break off.
Oh shit.
So this hose goes here, but there's not enough room to get that bend in it. It would have to be perfectly straight. This one here looks like it should be pointing this way instead of that way.
Is that something that would be up on the parts fish?
Yeah, I mean, you may be able to look at it. Yeah, straight down. Let's see the nipple.
Yeah, but is that, there's two on it.
That's that one.
Oh
Yeah, it's supposed to be straight down.
fudge.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to attempt to turn that back.
All right.
Okay, so we will take the radiator off,
The top piece?
take the whole radiator off of the mount,
Okay.
so all the hoses are off,
Right.
cap off. We're gonna heat that up a little bit.
I was gonna say, are we gonna heat it
Heat
up
up a little bit and try and turn it and see what happens. And if it feels like it's gonna break or it does break off, then we'll go from there.
Is coolant flammable?
No.
Oh man, okay. I was wondering what level of sketchy ass shit are we doing?
Yeah. So
Okay.
what we're gonna want to do is let's start getting this hose off of here,
Okay.
and then we'll take this one off, and then we'll
Right.
take the radiator off the mount.
Okay.
So. So this nipple is actually a fitting that slides in here. If you can see, it's two separate pieces.
Okay.
So if I heat up the base of it, it may expand enough that I can twist it and not break it.
Okay.
So not to heat it up too much because this is all very thin. That's why we're using such a small torch.
That feeling in your butt where you know your motorcycle build is in a real sketch situation.
That's what's up right there, buddy. That's about as good as we're gonna get it.
So this entire time, the only thing my brain is going through is like, okay, it's gonna snap. How long is it gonna take to get an OEM? Oh, we're not, oh.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now and it still has a pretty licky bend in it. The hardest part is not pinching the tube, which is why I didn't really want the needle nose, but. All right, hold your breath.
There, already.
Okay, straight. We'll let it cool a little bit. Misshape the pipe with the hair. I'll let this cool. I'm gonna sand this off to get all the corrosion off of it. And
Sand it
then
off with like Scotch
just
Brite?
Scotch-Brite, yeah.
How did that go, like compared to how you were?
I thought it was gonna break.
Okay, shit, man.
I can tell you right now that I'm actually super surprised that none of that stuff broke. Not while we were straightening out, but when it originally got bent. So, I know it's hard to tell, but
I think it's ductile.
this pipe is not part of this. It's separate. It's fitted into there.
Right,
And then the same thing with this piece where the cap goes on is fitted into this sleeve.
right.
And this sleeve is fitted onto the radiator.
Oh yeah, you can kind of see.
And this spout is fit into this sleeve, and this spout is fit into the cap. So everything is pieced together and pressed together, and it doesn't leak.
Right,
So that's the whole thing, is like they had to freeze this and heat this and slide it together, and then once the temperatures are the same, they
Right.
seal themselves. So every one of these pipes that goes
so
on,
there's
it
no like
has to be done
rubber O-rings or
There's
anything.
nothing in it to seal it. It's all a pressure fit. So now, where's our cool little hose?
Our cool little hose is the candy cane hose, yep.
So this is gonna go on here.
Do hoses you just slide on or do you grease or?
No, you don't grease them because then they might come off, but you do need to put a little bit of something slippery on it to make it easier. I usually just use a little spit,
That's one way to use it.
you know? Because then it dries.
Can you use alcohol?
Well, alcohol evaporates almost immediately, so it wouldn't stay long enough to be a lubricant.
What about an 80-20 mix of Windex and water?
Get some brake fluid while you're at it.
Or you can just spit on it and stick the hose on. It's a big deal.
Can we just?
I'm not saying put a big goober on it. I'm saying, you know,
Why do you say goober?
What are you doing?
I'm
to
getting
get-
a shot.
so you know, right here, around the edge of the hose, slide it on.
Dude,
That's all you need.
my hands.
Lick it and stick it.
So here's the thing: you're gonna put that on. You don't know which way the bottom is supposed to be.
I'm assessing my situation right
So
now.
what we do is we put the radiator back on the assembly first.
Bring him a shot, dude.
Okay, where did our assembly go? So are you snug down there?
Now get a little bit of like polish, like S100. Put it on the hose so it's slick, and then stuff it in the groove. Don't spray me with it.
Don't touch the aluminum. Don't spray me. Put this here. Spit on this. Stick this in the hole.
Sounds about right.
Oh yeah.
You knew that was coming, didn't you?
Shouldn't be expecting this shit.
All right, now put that on the.
Now that we have proper lubrication, we're gonna have to rate this episode like, I don't think it's MA, but like NC-16 or something like that.
Well, that's worse.
Really?
Yeah, NC-17, right?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
All
Don't
right,
work for the film
J-hook.
Candy cane. Who eats their candy cans like that? You can't.
Ow! And that is karma.
Like ankle bone.
Why are you absolutely refusing?
I don't want to spit on it.
Okay. Do you know ammonia to be a lubricant?
Yeah, well, it's liquid water and ammonia.
Then just use water. Why are you putting chemicals on it that you don't need?
Dude, I got this.
Now,
Karma.
That's not karma. That's Brian hitting my hand. Don't wiggle that at me.
I'm trying to teach you something and you're fighting me.
But to get
Not
spit,
everybody has like the exact proper lubricant to put this on. So
Right.
You know what helps?
What?
It's a little bit of spit. Everybody's got it.
True.
Why is this such a
but
difficult task for you?
It's just something I don't want to do, dude. Like,
Well, then fuck you, I'll do it. Just say I don't want to do it. Why is that so difficult?
oh, then spit on it.
Good God. I'm ready to smash you today.
Don't you make me turn this on? I swear to God, if that had hit me in the face. So that hose looks like that hose. And it is important to note that this job is being done on a bike that's already massively taken apart. So this would probably be an absolute shit show comparatively if the bike was apart or together.
Together, it would definitely be a little bit more difficult.
So there's slightly smaller ones, it looks like.
You know, but if all these tabs were straight and we didn't have to straighten anything, we wouldn't have had to take this radiator off to do this.
Oh, we could
You
have
actually
done
do
it
it
with
on the bike, but you still have to take off the plastic piece
Right.
that we're going to have to take off in a minute. So it's still quite a bit of work. You need to move that clamp down a little bit.
Like this
Yes.
way? Yeah. I didn't
See how
know.
you can see there's a bulge here at the end of the pipe?
Oh, I'm on the bulge.
So you're on the bulge,
Right,
yes.
got it, okay.
You want to be below it.
I think that's bitten everywhere. Alrighty.
Now we get to replace the 4 hoses that are still on the motorcycle. But we are absolutely right now going to have to take off this piece of plastic to get to the hoses behind it.
I was gonna say I see this big one, but I don't see these other.
So there's the end here. There's another one.
Oh, this one is
here.
not.
This one goes down
okay.
into there, and then there's 2 little tiny ones that are in here once we take this cover off. These 2 short ones
Gotcha.
are back behind there.
So to take this cover off, looks like that boy, that boy, that boy, and
That's it. Those 3.
okay. So in the meantime, after we put the hoses on, we were curious what that radiator cost. So we looked up the part numbers on Ducati Omaha. Just the top, like metal, like silver section.
It's a radiator.
700
Just the upper radiator.
Well, like for people that don't know terminology, I'm like color-wise. The top silver piece, $748. The lower piece, $590. So, if anything would have happened while Brian was fixing that, 750 bones gone.
And a week.
And a week of time, which is arguably, for our situation, a week is way more critical than the price.
So it was totally worth attempting bending it back.
Yeah. I was telling Brian, worst case scenario, if it broke, we were screwed anyway. Because it wouldn't, like, it's either best case scenario or
wasn't
you're
gonna work
back
right.
to the worst case scenario. So, also, let us know in the comments, if you live in Atlanta, what's the best burger spot? It's going to be the most random shit I've ever said in the middle of an episode, but it'll be all right.
Making a mess.
Are you trying to just, like, detangle?
Trying to make sure we get all the hoses where they're supposed to be, because this goes up here. This hangs off down, so this goes like that.
God, every bit of this motorcycle gets attached to that engine.
Yep.
Holy shit.
That goes there, this goes here, this goes right there. Okay.
It kind of, like, sits underneath the battery box?
Yep.
Okay. So we're taking off this plastic piece?
We're gonna start to, yes.
Right.
Red Loctite on those.
I was gonna say they're like I cracked it loose
Yep.
and it's still
Yep. that's holding some pretty important electronics.
Noted.
So it's part of the charging system. It's one of the ignition coils. It's both sensors for intake air pressure. And then there's a couple of relays in there. So there's some important stuffs in there.
Okay, so that should free us to.
All right, so right here, so here it is. So we're just gonna a little tighter.
I'm gonna put it like around this. All right.
Now you can see everything.
Right. So this clamp right. Oh, there's both hoses right there. Okay.
Yeah, one is there, and the other one is there. So yeah, we're definitely gonna have to unbolt and remove the thermostat to do this.
What is the thermostat?
This plastic piece is the thermostat.
Oh, okay.
So we can take these two hoses off,
Okay. Just take them off. Just
so we can see what the hell we're doing behind it,
right.
and we'll go from there. So did you check to see if that was the right size?
I did. I used the
clamp
hose that fell off the end. Yeah. Dude, I gotta admit, I didn't think about using these lights this entire time that we've been working on bikes, but the dude that sent them to me said that they're really good. So I'm gonna put links in the description because he sent me those a while ago. I haven't had a use for them yet. Okay, so this was facing all the way down and I was coming in at this angle for this hose.
Twist. Take the hose and rotate it upward. There you go. There, hear it break?
Yeah. Oh, this is the hose with that little seated joint thing, like the little.
Yep, don't pour the coolant that's in it out. There's probably just a little drop or two in there.
So, oh wait, this cable was going to the thermostat. Or
Okay.
is that what it's called, thermostat? You said
Yes.
that, right? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
So that's the engine coolant temperature sensor.
Are the hoses that come off the left of the thermostat what we have to replace? Holy
There's one here.
shit balls, dude.
And there's one back there.
How the shit are we gonna get to that?
So you take this hose clamp off, and you take the hose clamp off the other side,
Right.
and then you unbolt the thermostat and pull the whole thing out.
Oh, good God. Okay.
So we are gonna have to unplug this wire, and then the whole thing's gonna come out. We're gonna switch the hoses out here, and then put the whole
back
thing
in.
back in again, slide the hoses on, put the clamps on, and then put the rest of the stuff back together.
So Brian, the clamp on this end,
Oh, it's Oetiker?
is that an
Sweet.
Oetiker?
Yes. That
you
makes
see
it
that
even
one?
better.
That little yellow right here. How the hell does that make it better?
I'm gonna show you in 1 second.
I am so excited for that.
So Ducati uses these sometimes, flash me in the face with that, these sometimes reusable Oetiker clamps.
That's a reusable Oetiker?
This one happens to be.
Just a running shit
Can
show
you,
right
can
now.
you get in here? Because it's gonna be real quick. If you could see, this part of the clamp lays over the top of this part of the clamp. So there's a little tiny hook in here. So all you gotta do is kind of,
Are you serious?
and then to close it again, if you can actually get to it,
No fucking way.
so you can reuse them,
Right.
but to put this over that silicone hose, these clamps aren't gonna be big enough.
Because it's a bigger hose than the stock
Yes,
hose.
the actual
right.
rubber in the hose is thicker, so this isn't gonna fit over it. So we're not gonna use this again.
But still getting it off is significantly easier.
Now
than-
the hard part is going to be the one on the other side. Can you shine that light in there? So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to take the plastic off the other side too. If we could actually get that hose clamp off, we wouldn't have to, we could probably do it from this side.
We'd still have to put the hose back on.
Right, so once we get the thermostat out of the way, we should be able to unclip the Oetiker clamp from the hose that's there,
I see.
and then pull the hose off and put the new hose
Right.
on, and put the clamp on the hose before we slide the thermostat in its
Right.
spot, and then move forward from there. So we'll pop this back off again. And then see if you can't get that hose clamp loose. Some way, shape, or form. I get it if you can't, but give it a shot. See if you could do it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go grab that. Did you already loosen this one, or?
I didn't loosen anything because I couldn't get to it. You know what we could do, Chase? We can take this hose off.
That's the other end to the one with the odor curve?
Then we can unbolt the thermostat and push it sideways to get to that clamp.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. All right.
And then we'll have to put everything back together the same way we're taking it apart. So those
Right.
are 8 millimeters. You're gonna need an 8 mil and an extension. All right, now see if you could just take the thermostat and push it sideways with your finger a little bit to get to that hose clamp.
Right.
You want a longer Phillips?
Yeah. All right. So that's obviously the super tiny Samco hose.
Yes.
So that one goes into that little port on the V thing.
So this little tiny hose hooks up to this hose barb right there. Is that enough light in there?
You can see it.
There we go. So this hose barb right here. Then it goes to the thermostat, which bolts in here. That's the water pump behind this. Then the other hose goes behind this one and hooks onto this hose barb right there.
So how confident are you that we're going to be able to get those on without removing the plastic on the other side?
As long as we can tighten the hose clamp, we're good. That is going to be the hard part, though. We might actually have to tighten the clamp from the other side through the plastic like I just unhooked the Oetiker. Yeah. So we'll give it a shot. Let's get the hose clamp on it and slide this in place. So this is going to be really tight in there. That's probably going to have to go on this way. All right, you want to finish up?
Yeah, I guess we can all go back to our regular roles now that the bike is in a better spot and now that my dog isn't having a seizure. Is this the lower hose?
You took them off.
Yeah, okay. Threading underneath those hoses, or those wires.
And then you have to look at the bottom to make sure that tab is lined up.
Yeah. The tab is there. All right, those hoses are on, so now we can move this guy back on.
Now, when you put the radiator on, the hardest clamp to get to is this one.
Okay, so should we
So
go
we
ahead?
may want to go ahead and slide the radiator in its home,
Okay.
get the 3 bolts that go in it, holding it in place, and then slide all of our hoses on,
Right.
get the clamps on, and then put this backward.
You already bolted on the thermostat?
Yes.
Was I upstairs when that happened? Okay.
You
Alrighty.
can find that hardware too.
So
So we don't really need these.
what causes these like?
Just getting touched.
Jeez. All right, putting the radiator back on.
There's these 2 also.
Oh, they go through here. Okay, so we've got the 2 at the top, the 2 in the front, and the boy at the way on back.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and remove the,
The tampons, you could say it.
I was trying to be tactful, but
It just was.
Well, fair enough. I will make sure not to finger the fins.
Okay.
Where are the two? Oh, they slot into right there.
Yep.
Okay.
So you got to go top first over the wheel, the points from the guards in the top. So you got to go on an angle,
Right.
and then yes, that goes over the tire first, and it slides up. Okay. Oh shit.
What?
Take this back out again. All the way up, down, all the way down, all the way back out, all the way down, all the way back out. Put that back up here. This radiator shaft's broken.
What?
This shroud is broken. Is it broken off?
Oh shit.
I think we have another one here.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I
How-
think we have one here.
How big is that? Is
It's
that
this
not-
whole piece.
Oh shit, OEM box. All right.
Hopefully we have it.
It's been a minute since we've ended an episode on a negative. You said it's that whole black
It's
piece.
from here to here.
Okay, so it's substantial.
It's big, yeah. We don't have it. Damn.
On the next episode of Get.
That sucks, man, because we were ready to put this thing back on. It would have been like another 15 minutes and we've been done.
Yeah, we're at a taken apart place right now.
At least we don't have to take anything back apart.
Yeah, all right, let's get that thing ordered like right the now.
Okay. Well, it should be right there on the screen. So we can get a part number for it.
Wait, is that
2.
the piece? Or is that the fin?
No, that's the little flippy fin.
Oh, okay.
0992B.
Are you able to order parts from Ducati Yamaha?
You can, but then they have to ship it here.
What's our best option for that?
Just get it from Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Damn!
How much does it cost?
$100. It's not bad. It's pretty obvious.
It's supposed to be just like the other
Should this should be
Yeah.
shaped like this?
Yep, should be pointed like
so
that.
it's stupidly obvious. Okay.
Oh, this whole thing is broke. It's broke all the way, cracked all the way down here.
Shit. Yeah.
I guess that's what happens. We take the radiator off and stick it in the corner somewhere. I'm not saying we broke it. I'm saying we missed it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like a lot of shit is broke when we get these bikes.
Yes.
So
It's not too bad to miss one piece here or there.
we're not perfect. Yeah. So let's wrap this episode and then we'll call Mountain and
So look, we got a deboned chicken. Like I was saying, all
yeah,
ripped
yeah.
apart.
Brian was comparing this bike, how it's going to look to put the radiator in as like a deboning a chicken with everything like flanged out. All right.
All right. Well, at least I feel good that we got all those really hard hoses on.
Yeah, I had to go on puppy duty while you handled that, so nice job. I mean, we were bound to hit something.
See, that's what happens when the audio is good.
True.
Damn, that sucks though. I hate getting stopped like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's
okay.
what happens.
We're good.
You work on your bike and you
show all the real hard stuff. I mean, literally from this point, it's 5 bolts and 2 hoses.
Yep.
And it's on. So
All right. Well,
and
thank
a couple,
you.
and a couple wires.
Well, thanks for getting to the end of this episode, guys. I think this is our first kind of like down episode where we got kind of stopped in our.
Well, I think with the clutch stuff too, because we didn't have everything to do everything at the same time.
True, but like,
At least same thing. We got a bunch of stuff done. We just couldn't polish it off.
yeah.
Same thing here. We got all the hoses onto the radiator, all the radiators onto the motorcycle. We just couldn't put the two together.
But I mean, like, the whole point of us doing this show is to take you guys through the entire process. And I know that when I've worked on my own bikes, that I get to points where, like,
Oh, shit, I
I
gotta
need
stop.
this. I need this super important part. So now I literally can't ride my bike for weeks. Hopefully, ours doesn't have to wait
Well,
that
it's
long.
a good thing this thing doesn't have to wait to be ridden for us to.
Yeah, exactly.
We should finish this thing on long before it needs to be ridden.
Right. Thank you guys for getting to the end of the video. If you want to support the show, make sure to check out the top link in the description to the Patreon page. And if you hit the like button, there's a better chance that we won't hate our lives.
I don't hate my life.
I don't hate my life either.
And take that back. I knew you were going to do that too. I was like biting my tongue as it was falling out of my mouth.
I know no other way to take it back. Still like the video though. Still would like you to do that. And subscribe to the channel if you like motorcycle stuff. We're going to continue putting this Panigale together, and eventually it'll be a dream bike.
How do you like all these fancy hoses we put on that no one's ever going to see?
Yeah!
These things are totally buried.
Outro crew, let us know what you think about the hoses at this one moment, which is the only time you're ever going to see them. But
Yeah.
hey, they're there.
The only hose you'll actually see is if you have to take body work off the right side, the two that hold the radiator. That
You
go
better
between
hope
the two
to
radiators.
shit you never see these hoses, boys.
Yeah, you don't want to.
All right, I say we cut and go eat burgers or something.
I'm down, let's go.
All right, bye. Bye, everybody. Then the episodes.